people of the state of New York versus Donald Jessica Trump, the city that never sleeps versus the defendant who keeps nodding off during the trial.
My military guys up here. Of course, excuse me.
In the courtroom, Trump made a massive fart during his testimony. Everyone was in stitches. It was like a bomb went off. When Jimmy Kimmel learned about it, he couldn't help but make fun of it. He made a jest that perhaps Trump need to consume more greens to prevent such clumsy mistakes. The fart swiftly eclipsed everything else as the day's main point of humor. The volume was so high that the somber atmosphere of the courtroom broke. Kimmel joked that perhaps Trump was trying to make a point with his gas. Ultimately, though, it merely left everyone guessing as to what wildness in the Trump circus will appear next. Rumors even circulated that Trump was being given sedatives by his attorneys to help him look composed in court. Judge Merchant appears to be irritated either by Trump's naps or by the fact that he spends the entire night on Truth Social or taking sleeping pills. Clearly, they've done everything they can to keep Trump up. For example, a lawyer who used to sit by his side during sidebars to keep him from falling asleep no longer does so. A few have even conjectured that Trump's courtroom naps might serve as a promotional tool. Trump-branded energy drinks and energizing vitamins may soon be available for purchase. Who knows? The man who sold steaks and Bibles may soon begin selling coffee, possibly even at Starbucks under his own brand. But sleep isn't the only problem. The true issue is that Trump also farts during his naps. Jimmy recently made fun of him by claiming that he is Sleepy Farty Don and that he farts and sleeps in court.
Just when you think the insane-o-meter has topped out, Donald Trump adds farting to his list of atrocities. This is, we are...
The lowdown is as follows. Trump believes that giving up his beloved Big Macs in favor of plant-based meals for 30 days will severely damage his palate. He's a devoted lover of cheeseburgers, hot dogs, and fried chicken against the protests of his body. Perhaps if he included a few vegetables in his diet, his farts in court might sound less loud.
You can blow up the windmills, the windmills. Boom, boom, boom. Bing, that's the end of that one.
Yeah.
A buddy who has eaten with him claims, "I've never seen him touch a vegetable, and his diet is pretty atrocious, except for golf." Trump's eating habits are the talk of the town. He's said to adore steak served with those tiny ketchup bottles. Because he is so fond of meat, it is said that he eats steak twice a day. It's a little strange, especially considering that he made a great deal out of not eating cheeseburgers when traveling abroad, such as to India. There, McDonald's solely serves chicken burgers. Trump's dietary preferences are a disgrace to the world. The case is undoubtedly significant, but what really sticks out is how unusual this hearing involving a former president is, at least in historical context.
Donald Trump is actually farting in the courtroom.
Like you'll go person, woman, man, camera, TV.
Reliable sources with knowledge of the court procedures claim that there have been rumors of Donald Trump, let's say, unexpectedly emitting his own scent to the atmosphere. Just when you believe that Trump's series of scandals has reached its limit, he manages to add farting to it. Yes, it's unexplored territory. Without concrete evidence, we are unable to place the blame for Trump's inability to speak clearly in court, but there is a lot of interesting conjecture out there. People are giggling over the suggestion that there should always be some residual smell in areas where there is smoke, or, in this case, gas. Jimmy Kimmel isn't losing out on the enjoyment, for sure. Kimmel hasn't wasted any time making fun of Trump's actions in the courtroom, which have given comedians plenty of material for jokes. The former president has made some really spicy remarks during the hearings. Despite the somber ambience of a courtroom, Trump manages to garner negative attention for himself. Kimmel's quips may be humorous, but they also serve as a reminder that everyone can get a good laugh, even influential people. Kimmel had a lot of fun with this on Twitter then. Hashtags like Trump stinks and odor in the court were trending.
This was trending on Twitter, odor in the court. As was Trump stinks. There are many fun little nuggets.
Jokes were flying all over the place. In his depiction of a courtroom, Kimmel even made a joke about providing the jurors gas masks.
We had some fun. We gave the jury gas masks in the courtroom sketch. Just to be safe, we drew some stink lines behind him.
They inserted some cartoon hate speech behind Trump as a visual joke, and the worst of it is impossible to establish that Trump was the source. Kimmel was forced to issue a warning about ridiculous captions such as "the shard of the deal," "Julius Squeezer," or "you have the right to remain silent but deadly," since we are unable to be certain, you know. However, given all of this discussion about gas, perhaps we ought to start referring to him as Gas Olin. Thus, we have Trump, who is well known for his outbursts in public, hoping to take back control of the U.S. government. It is quite perplexing, isn't it? How can we trust him to lead the entire nation if he can't even maintain composure in court? In the interim, we have Biden, who strikes me as a compassionate and responsible man, the kind you would trust to look over your dog, much less a whole country. Now that we're talking about Biden, let's discuss his achievements. He has been working non-stop, covering issues ranging from the economy to the epidemic. When COVID-19 struck like a wrecking ball, do you recall? In order to keep everyone safe, Biden stepped up, enforcing mask laws and distributing vaccines like hotcakes. In addition, he has been reviving the economy and generating jobs everywhere. He's really good at it. It's like he's playing SimCity with the actual world. Let's return to Trump now. As Biden has been occupied with exercising responsible leadership, Trump has been, well, trumping. What else has he been doing besides his well-known farting episodes? Yeah, that's right, spreading conspiracy theories like they're freebies. Do you recall his assertion that he had won the election? Fun times, not to mention his infatuation with erecting walls. As far as I can tell, we live in the 21st century, not the Middle Ages. But hey, Trump is at least reliable, right? That is, consistently erratic. He might be fawning over tyrants one day as if they're the newest thing, and then alienating allies as if that's his favorite thing to do. It's similar to watching a reality TV program when each episode features an unexpected, mind-blowing twist. As all of this is going on, Biden is out there dealing with other nations like an experienced diplomat, taking the long view. While Trump is still attempting to figure out which end of the binoculars to look through, he has the entire diplomacy thing down pat. Speaking of Trump, how about we examine his most recent misadventures? The man has turned into a talking, walking chaos carnival. Do you recall the most dramatic moment on The Apprentice when he fired someone? Now those times almost feel nostalgic. He has been in the news lately for a variety of reasons, including dubious business dealings and astounding remarks made in public.
Trump's lawyer said President Trump is innocent. Trump did not commit any crimes, which is good. He's a lawyer and he's funny. That's impressive.
It's as though he's running a landslide competition to see how absurd he can be. Consider his most recent demonstration. It was more of a wild celebration of false information than a political gathering. In addition to ranting about COVID-19 and election fraud, he also managed to toss in a few UFO claims for good measure. Cheering and waving their signs like they were at a rock concert, the crowd went crazy for it. Though quite a show, this isn't exactly the kind of leadership that instills confidence in nations all across the world. Afterwards, there's his social media presence, or rather, its remnants. Trump has turned to alternate networks and press releases to spread his message after being banned from the majority of mainstream venues. It is comparable to witnessing someone attempting to ignite a fire with two sticks when all others are using electric burners. Despite the shifting environment, he persists because he believes his voice needs to be heard, regardless of how unconventional the medium may be. Why not show some love for democracy while you're doing it? After all, it forms the cornerstone of our civilization. So feel free to hit the like button and remember to subscribe to the channel for more updates on this crazy American political journey.